Welcome to the GWP. My name is Joey Sands. I'm here with
Hollywood.
Hollywood Marcus, or just Hollywood?
We're gonna do word like Madonna. Just go with Hollywood.
Okay, we'll call Hollywood and
Big Ralph.
And we're here to talk about this week in wrestling, what could have been, what should have been, and what was. We took a week off for the holidays, but now we're back, and we're going to try to encompass everything that happened at SummerSlam and
Takeover.
Takeover and what is now this week in wrestling. So, what did we like? Okay, I don't know how we're going to do this. First off, I believe it was, my notes were right, I believe, as much as I don't want to admit to it, I believe Hollywood was the front runner in points of predictions for SummerSlam and NXT combined, with a close second as Ralph, and someone, I won't name him, was a little last in the point spread.
It was Senor Sands.
I don't know. You know what? That's what happens when you pick with your heart. When you pick with your heart, you don't get the front runner thing.
Don't do that.
That's what I'm doing. Don't pick with the head, I pick with the heart. I picked Nikki Cross, that kind of screwed me up. You know? I picked The Miz, that screwed me up. I think we all picked The Miz. Nope, I think Ralph picked Baron Corbin on that one. He was going against the grain. But anyway, let's talk about this week. So, we're back, and we have a new Intercontinental Champion after The Miz was defeated by Baron Corbin in Survivor Series. He comes back to Roman Reigns, who he has on Miz TV, and then throws down a challenge, and later that last week he wins the Intercontinental Champion. Now, good old Roman is a Grand Slam champion, as they say right now, which is what all the titles that are currently active in the WWE is considered a Grand Slam. So, he's now the Grand Slam champion. Miz gets thrown after an exclusive by the Shield through the table. He's written off. He's out on injury or filming Marine 6. And now we have Elias, who comes out with the Miztourage to challenge the now Roman Reigns, or the new Intercontinental Champion Roman Reigns. How do we feel about now having Elias, take over the Miz's spot and now challenge for the Intercontinental Championship?
I like it. I think that Elias did really good in that spot. I always wanted for Elias, and I was sad he wasn't getting it. But after watching his performance on Monday, I'm just like, yes, that is what I've been waiting for. He's a natural heel. Just his body movement, his expressions, the way he conveys himself on the mic. He's really good at listening to the crowd. So yeah, I thought he was a perfect fit to slide in. The match wasn't that bad. It was actually a really good physical match for him.
No, the match was actually very good. I was surprised they let them have the time. It showed off Elias. Elias looked like he could beat Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns does win in the end, but it was a solid match. Now, do you think there's a pattern with WWE that Seth Rollins and Elias are the same person? Because you never see them together.
You know what? Now that you mention it, they look kind of alike. But no.
No. I don't know.
You don't think he has the singing chops?
I don't know. I don't know. I've just never seen them together. If you throw jeans and a scarf around Seth Rollins, I kind of can't tell the difference. I think one's beard is a little thicker, and maybe one guy's a little wider.
I think Elias is more well-defined in the chest.
I would expect a comment like that from you, Hollywood, since you are very particular about looking at some of the gentlemen that are wrestling today in WWE.
Chest.
Yeah, the men's chest.
Men's nipples.
Gender's nipples. Come on. Your attention to detail is impeccable.
I'm an artist, and I'm a writer. I have to pay attention to detail.
So Elias doing this, what do you think, Big Ralph?
I liked it. He won me over.
Yeah, he's doing better in the main roster than he did in NXT. I don't know why that is.
It's a different spotlight that they're giving him.
Yeah, and they're actually pushing him, which I don't think he got a good push in NXT. But then again, I don't remember his start in NXT. I kind of when I started watching it, he was already kind of there. But I like it. I like that they give people that
Yeah,
you are not used to a chance to showcase what they can do.
the few times I saw him on NXT, all I saw him was come out with the guitar, and then that's it.
He was injured too.
Not even wrestling, just come out with the guitar, do his bit, and then disappear.
Well, for a while he was injured, so he couldn't wrestle. Plus, the time that he was there, he was overshadowed by Nakamura, Balor, Bobby. So he couldn't compete with those guys. It was like they were big fish in a small pond, basically. And I don't know if Elias was at that where he could compete.
All right, so then on Survivor Series they had the two tag team champions go across. We had Raw's tag team champions Cesaro, Jesus Christ, Cesaro and Sheamus, or better known as The Bar, against the Usos, which I thought was a great match of one of the better matches of that pay-per-view. The Usos go over, which gave another point or started the upward climb for Smackdown in the Survivor Series. And now we've got Cesaro back and Sheamus kind of back in a program with the Shield, or at least Rollins and Ambrose, who says they're going to bring their title. They're going to be champions as well. Are we done with this feud? Do we really need to see another Rollins or the Shield and the Bar tag team championship run? It's kind of like the Usos and the New Day. It's great. They can always go. It's kind of fun, but let's give somebody else a chance.
Who else are you going to give the chance to?
I don't know. The Club?
Yeah, I don't think the Club, as much as I hate to say it, I think they've been wasted. I don't think as legitimate as they chicanery that happened with the characters.
Okay. So you think there was too much chicane? You think the last couple of things where they did the Halloween tag team thing and all that is just devaluing the Club?
I think they've become joke characters, and as such, they're never going to be taken seriously unless they really step it up.
Oh, I mean, you can build them back up.
You'd be able to, though?
Yeah, of course. You could build anybody back up. As long as you give them the time.
They should be able.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to happen overnight. You have to give him a good run.
Right.
Because I'm thinking you have Bar, you have Ambrose and Rollins, you have the Good Brothers, and what other tag teams do you have on?
Well, let's talk about a tag team that could be coming up and back because right now they're not a tag team because of an injury. We've got this past week we had on Raw Bray Wyatt fight Matt Hardy. Now, Matt Hardy lost in this, which made Bray look very strong, but in the end we saw Matt acting a little broken, let's say. So
Delete.
He was deleting everything, and then he had a picture backstage, and he was looking at himself, and it looked a little crazy. He was going into his broken state. Are we seeing broken Matt Hardy, do you think, or are they taking the character and making it their own and calling it something else?
I think we are seeing broken Matt, and I'm happy that he's broken. I want him to be broken, destroyed, wrecked. I want to see broken Matt Hardy because that's the Matt Hardy that everybody cares about, and that's the Matt Hardy everybody wants to see. And it was a shame he couldn't portray that character when he first came over.
So do you think the Rollins and Cesaro and the Bar and the Shield feud is just kind of a precursor until, the Hardy Boys or the Broken Hardys come in? Did everybody leave me?
No, I know Jeff is hurt, and he might not be back in time for WrestleMania, so that's a long time to wait.
Oh, WrestleMania! I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah, he's going to be out for 6 to 9 months, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
From what I was hearing, it's not going to be broken. They're going to call it something else.
Oh, Woken.
Yeah.
Which I think is stupid. Just make it broken.
I think you were the one, Hollywood, who gave us the article regarding that Anthem is really not going to pursue the intellectual property of the broken character. So
they can't.
They're just. I mean, but they could pursue it more if they wanted to. But it seems like they're going to keep the anything that happens on Global Force or Impact Wrestling or whatever they're called is going to stay. That character is going to stay if they want to go into the indies with it. So I think that we can have broken Matt and not a woken Matt. But either way, if it's the same type of character, I think it will be interesting enough to go against Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, because I mean, look at what they did, Matt and Jeff, with their own budget, their own equipment, by themselves in Impact, TNA, whatever you call it, and how over it got. If they can use a TV budget and the same thing, dude, you would have some epic programming. And I can't wait. Because Jeff has gone on record saying he wants to come back as Nero.
Yeah, and it seems like they're going that way. So that's a tag team that we can look forward to seeing in the future.
Agreed.
But do we want to see him against the Bar or the Shield?
The Shield.
The Shield.
The Shield. Yeah, I was thinking we're going there.
I think the thing about the Bar is that, okay, you have Cesaro, who's arguably probably one of the best workers they have on their brand, somebody who can hold any title, but yet he's stuck with Sheamus, who literally sucks all the air out of the room where he wrestles. And I think Cesaro can be a lot. I think he could do a lot better. I think Sheamus holds him down.
I don't know about that. You're really downgrading Sheamus. I mean,
no, I want to bury Sheamus. I think he has no mic skill. I think his in-ring work is average at best. I think Cesaro.
I mean, I understand what you're talking about, but Sheamus has done some pretty good things, and he was or is still pretty entertaining. And without him there with the Bar, it probably wouldn't be as interesting as it is. That tag team wouldn't be doing as good. Or you think this is just all Cesaro like holding it all down?
I think Cesaro carried him because he looks.
Okay, somebody moving?
He does look stupid.
Well, and that's the beauty of it. He brings that heat that team needs. Everybody, the whole point of that team when they started was nobody liked Sheamus, everybody liked Cesaro. And then Cesaro went more heelish. And him looking stupid and acting the way it is and bringing all that Sheamus stuff to it, it makes it a great heel tag team.
I don't know. I don't like Sheamus.
Fine, you don't like Sheamus.
I just don't think he's that good.
All right. Well, opinion, each their own. So one of the other things that's been happening on Raw lately is Paige came back. Paige, and she brought Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. And they decided they're going to wreak havoc through the women's division, and because she's the one that originally did the women's revolution.
Because this is her house.
This is her house. So, now, the first time they were back last week, they just, beat up everybody. This week, they're supposed to have a match with Mickie James, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. Sasha comes out to the ring. Mickie James and Bayley are beat up backstage. The new faction, which is called Absolution, comes out, offers Sasha a chance to join them. She denies, of course, and they beat her up. How do we feel about that?
I feel good about it. I feel very good about it.
Are we happy Paige is back? Does it give a little more diversity to the women's division?
Yeah, I like Paige. She come back. She looks more mature. She looks a little bit more seasoned. Her mic skills can carry any feud division. She could pretty much carry the entire division if she wanted to, just on her mic skill. She's really good. I think Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are more lackeys as far as that team up goes versus the SmackDown team up, which they all look like equal. But I think it's going to work to Paige's benefit, and I see her getting the titles.
Yeah, I'm hoping they drop the title. It gives a nice little difference. But with that whole faction later on in the night confront Asuka, who doesn't back down from their surrounding the ring and everything, but does leave the ring. And Asuka's 2-second defeat of Dana Brooke, who went on record saying, I know her weakness. And the next thing you know, she gets beaten seconds.
Steamrolled, and she got steamrolled, and I loved it.
Oh, and I loved it. All right, so that faction looks like it's moving forward. So the main event of the night was Jason Jordan against Kane. Now, Jason Jordan is coming back saying that he would have done great against Braun in the week prior, but, of course, his knee buckled out, and he's going to take out the man who took out Braun in their match, which was Kane. Kane comes back after Braun Strowman body or power slams him through the ring, comes back, takes a chair, and pretty much, breaks Braun Strowman's larynx. Well, somewhat, right? So this week, Jason Jordan fights Kane. Of course, the knee gives out. Then all of a sudden, I think he's getting a beat down, and then all of a sudden, not Braun, but Finn comes out to help Jason Jordan. And now we have a Finn Balor versus Kane match, which then Kane starts beating Balor with a chair, which then brings out Braun, who does the same thing to Kane that he did by, breaking his larynx, and then power slams him on steps. It's all crazy, and I don't really know where they're going with it. I don't know if they're trying to build up Kane, they're trying to show Kane can hang with Braun, that Braun's just indestructible. I mean, I don't know where it's a mess to me. This whole thing is a mess. And then put Finn in the middle of this. What does that have to do with anything? And do we think they're going to send Jason Jordan heel? Because that's where that looks like it's going.
Let's see if Ralph can comment.
I'd like to see Jason Jordan as heel. I don't know what they're doing with Strowman and Kane. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. I had to switch to my phone instead of the freaking computer that sucks. Sorry. No, but that's all a huge mess, and it's too hard for me to comprehend right now. I'd have to see the finished product to see what's going on there.
Yeah, I just don't know where they're going.
Have you noticed that all of Jason Jordan's matches are the same? Picks you up, runs you to a picture up, runs you to the other corner, maybe suplexes you. It's like, dude.
I said that when he fought Roman and then when he fought John Cena, and you guys were like, no, he did better, he did this. You were giving him more props, but he was fighting Roman and Cena. Now we're seeing him when he fought Elias, how bad those matches were. I mean, I don't see him being a main event star.
He's not an main event star.
No, he'll probably stay in the mid card, maybe the undercard. But again, to your point, it was Cena, and Cena can hold his own. Like, he can make the other person look amazing.
Same thing with Roman. As much as people don't want to admit it, he can't carry a match if he has to.
Absolutely.
He can't wrestle. I don't know why people say he can't, but he can. If you don't like the way he wrestles, it's something different.
This is Cena complex. They say you can't wrestle. He can. It's his personality that people don't.
Right. Absolutely. Nobody likes his personality, which I don't understand it because he's
don't know
like that middle of the road type guy. He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's the guy. And they try to push that.
Don't get me started on that. I hate it when they came out with that gimmick.
I know, but that's what they're trying to say. He's not your typical good guy. He's not your typical bad guy. He's just what he is. Because you can't put him as a face or a heel because he does heelish things. But then he comes back from behind and beats the bad guy. So in that sense, he's a face. So he's middle of the road.
So he's Super Cena and 80s Hogan.
Pretty much. Not 80s Hogan, because that's babyface, and he's not Super Saiyan. That's babyface too.
But they did the same thing. They got beat up, and they just came back from behind and just wrecked everybody.
Right, but he does heelish things, so he's Super Cena and 90s Hogan.
I guess I see your point.
He's a mixture.
Yeah, definitely a mixture.
As far as Balor goes, I don't know. I heard a report that Vince was there at Survivor Series, and he heard the pop that Finn Balor got, and he wasn't impressed. It was slow on his push, so now he's getting buried.
I thought it was a good pop.
He always gets a good pop, but Vince doesn't understand him.
And then the question about the demon, how they try to market that when what TLC or whatever that was when they put him with the orange paint and they give him that backstory. I think they just need to let Finn be Finn and run with whatever Finn needs to do. Have him in a program with somebody who's good. Let him run it. Let him figure out where they're going to go with him.
Yeah, but it's overproduced and they don't let people be who they can be. They don't let people work to their potential. Unfortunately,
they don't let them be the character that brought them fame. They want them to be what they wanted, not what makes the money.
Exactly. In the words of good old JR, do what brought you to the dance.
Okay, so let's jump over to SmackDown. So SmackDown had some interesting things going on. Of course, if you watch Survivor Series, you saw the 5-on-5 men's match. We never mentioned Asuka dominating in the women's match on the 5-on-5 women's match, which is what Hollywood always wanted. Of course, that's why he was ahead in points this whole pay-per-view. So we'll talk about the men's now. Then the men's 5-on-5 happened, and in it we had Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens kind of distract in the match, which causes shenanigans. They're being called out by Shane last week, wanting them fired. Daniel Bryan comes up with the lumberjack match. They win the lumberjack match. They're not fired. Randy comes. Then they say, Kevin, you're going to go to Randy. Now we got him fighting Randy this week. And we've got this tension, I guess, with a question mark, between Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. So is Shane turning into a heel? Is Daniel turning into a heel? Are there friction between them? What's going on? Is this a slow process that they're doing? Are they just saying, well, we're still buddy-buddy, and then it's going to turn at one point? I mean, where are we going with this?
I don't know where they're going with that either. There was a rumor that I read, I don't remember where, that they were going to have Nikki Bella come in and be the GM for SmackDown.
No.
Yeah, no, please. I don't know where you read that. I hadn't read that, but let's not have that.
I don't know if it's true or not, but by the looks of what's going on, it makes it look like they're making it so that they're gonna fire Daniel Bryan. So
I will boycott. I will send letters. I will use my podcasting power, website, Twitter, everything in my power to make sure that it does not happen. You don't understand.
Again, I don't know if it's true. It might not be true. It might not be her. It might be someone else. But I just wanted to share what I read.
No, man. Whoever wrote that article, next subject.
Okay, so this week on the main event, Kevin Owens fights Randy Orton to a no disqualification match. Hey, by the way, you can't have Sami Zayn come by, and it's a no disqualification. And Kevin Owens wins with a little shenanigans from Sami Zayn. Now, the argument that they're probably going to show on this is that, oh, by the way, you said I'm not allowed at ringside, and well, I
they
attacked
technically
them.
weren't at ringside.
I was, and on the runway. So technically, I didn't disobey you. So, but of course,
stupid.
It's dumbest thing I've ever seen. Why do you bar someone and then not have a way to enforce them not being able to come to the ring?
It's a no DQ match. I don't understand. And then you have Naomi get completely massacred by steel steps, and you don't DQ the people who use the steel steps against her? Like, come on.
I agree. And let's talk about that. So
I'm sorry.
No, let's talk about it. So another thing is Naomi getting her butt or her whole body thrown into the steps against the Riot Squad. Now the Riot Squad is kind of mirroring the Raw group, which is the Absolution group, and now we've got Ruby Riott, and we got Sarah Logan, and who am I missing?
Liv Morgan,
thank you. And Sarah Logan is very well established. Liv Morgan's a little more green, but, as you said earlier, a faction that is somewhat equal in talent. And now they're running through the women's SmackDown. Now, I'm all for changing up them fighting each other. They're already saying that Becky Lynch they put on the shelf for Marine 6. But we've got this group of people fighting, doing almost the same thing, but this time instead of them not having a match and just beating up, they have a match and beat them up during the match and still win the match.
Natalia did walk out, so
That's true. Natalia did walk out. I didn't fail to mention that. So we have a no disqualification match that, a person ran in and didn't get penalized, and then you have a match that's wasn't a disqualification match, and they beat them up on the outside, and they don't get in trouble. So I guess who's running SmackDown?
The wrestlers.
Yeah. I mean,
they make up their own rules. It's like, it's a regular match, but I'm gonna do some shady things, and I'm still gonna win.
Dude, just make it ECW.
They can't do that, okay? You just can't do that.
Yeah, that's what ECW did. They had no rules. They did what they felt like doing.
I mean, I guess they're bringing in some type of authority figure with both Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, and then maybe they'll break off, and then these people with Shane, these people with Daniel, I don't know, and have
if they want to see, this is really irritating me. WWE and the storylines and the booking. I don't care about this. I don't care if a man is in power. Like, I watched the show wrestling and a good story, but it's not a story if everything revolves around the head authority figure. I don't care. Why can't you be a general manager like William Regal? Only shows up to enforce it's broken, which he does. He does enforce the rule. He makes matches. He makes special announcements. That's it. He is not in the center of the story. He doesn't need to come out cut 30-minute pro every show. No, he is a general manager. Why can't you do that for a sniper? Because I don't need Stephanie talking down to us who can legitimately kick her ass. I don't need Shane and Daniel Bryan bickering. I don't need Triple H coming out pedigreeing people just because he can. Like, stop.
Well, unless it's Jason Jordan, I didn't mind that one.
Yeah, he can do that to Jason Jordan. You see what I'm saying, right? It's like,
no, I get your point.
It's irritating.
So speaking of Triple H, let's talk about what happened in Survivor Series on that. So Survivor Series happened, the men's 5-on-5, Raw wins, but Triple H decides he's going to pedigree Kurt, right? Get him pinned by Shane, then pedigree Shane, pin him, win the match for everybody, then Braun pretty much power slams him.
That was a debacle for me. It's like, where are you going? Are you setting up for Kurt versus Triple H at Rumble, at Mania, or vice versa? And then you have also, what's his name? Braun Strowman versus Triple H at Rumble or at Mania. It's like, make clear who you want Triple H to fight with.
Right, and make clear who Triple H is. Because we've got video of Triple H dancing with the New Day and then pedigreeing Kofi. We've got, pictures of Triple H joining the Shield. We've got pictures of Triple H just going all over the place. And then you got pictures of Triple H after he gets power slammed by Braun, doing a freaking Ric Flair flop in the middle, and then running into the Titantron.
Plus, he's daddy in NXT.
And he's daddy in NXT. So, and some of the matchups of the creator of NXT going against some of the people he brought in, like Bobby Roode and Shinsuke and all that, him fighting them in the 5-on-5, that was great. It was interesting. You kind of dug it. But what is Triple H? Is he the authority figure we had from a couple of years ago? Or is he just this guy that comes in to boost ratings where they need it or boost attendance and then can be and do what he wants? I mean, literally, he danced with the New Day, pedigreed one of them, got out of the ring, and danced down the aisle. I mean, he's having fun. He earned it because, look where he's at. He busted his butt for years. He's now running things in NXT, which is like his little darling. He can come in and do stuff like that, and you know what? He's so over, we don't care. But don't throw him in a storyline of a 5-on-5, and then kind of you don't know where he stands.
Unfortunately, I think Big Ralph for this one, they had to put him in because what does Raw have, talent-wise, that can carry a match of that caliber? Because they're being really bad at making their tenured stars look good. You got Joe Balor, Joe Balor, Triple H,
Strowman,
Kurt, right?
I mean, if you look at it, you had 5 new fresh faces, and then you had 5 tenured old people.
And you needed them because they can't.
I mean, it's a 5-on-5, right? So it's 10, and half of them are established talents. It's like, no, I want the fresh face. I don't need Triple H there flip flopping around and being like, oh, I'm a good guy. No, I'm a bad guy. No, I'm a good guy. It's like, no. I don't need him there. I don't need the part-timer Cena. It's like, oh, I'm a free agent. I was on Raw last time, and now, you know what? I want to help my quote-unquote future brother-in-law or whatever Daniel Bryan is right now.
He was barely in the match, too. He didn't come
barely.
Promo after. He just showed up, got pinned, and just left.
The last time I saw Cena was against Reigns, and he was super Cena, and then now he's like gone.
Yeah,
in the blink of an eye, Super Cena was like not there.
Yeah, because they suck really bad at building stars. Because for the last year, it's been a Reigns show.
I think the green shirt he was wearing was laced with kryptonite because he
couldn't get a blue shirt. He couldn't get a blue shirt.
That's it. Another thing is like, because I'm Cena, I'm gonna come out in a different color than everyone else.
It's just
well, also he's a free agent, so he doesn't have to be in the color of his team.
But you're part of Team Blue. At least come in blue shirt. I mean, Triple H came out in a red shirt. They didn't say Raw, but at least I didn't read whatever it said.
Yeah, I didn't. I think it was one of those like hybrid. It's a Raw, but with his logo on it.
Yeah, and the same thing with Shane McMahon. He had one of those jerseys that he likes to wear, but it was Team Blue.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, but you couldn't take out Shane and
Cena has a blue shirt. He has that blue shirt with his logo in the middle. So
yeah, he has Fruity Pebble.
Fruity Pebble.
He has the blueberry.
Yeah, but dude, you could have modified the story to make it so that it's Owens and Sami Zayn in the match instead of Cena and Shane. I mean, come on. Seriously?
I mean, but then you're not driving the storyline that you're currently having with
you
Sami Zayn and Kevin.
You can drive the story, have them walk out of the match after putting on a show.
Okay. Well, you know what? We need to send your resume to WWE, and, hopefully you'll be part of the writer's room.
It's like after the beating that he got at the hands of Strowman, you could have made it like, oh, he's injured. He can't make the match, so we're going to have either Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens fill in the spot for him.
Yeah, man. Or just do a better job of establishing stars, pushing your talent the right way so it's legitimate. So when you have a match with this, you don't have people close to their 50s entering the match for no freaking reason. No, you fix it. Fix it. I'm telling you, fix it.
So since we're still on Survivor Series, let's go into the Universal Champion versus the WWE Champion, Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles, which is, I would say, one of Brock's best matches that he's put on in the last few years.
You know why?
Because he respected the hell out of AJ Styles.
Yeah, AJ made him look good.
Because AJ's phenomenal.
Of course. AJ looked good. Even though he lost, he looked good.
I was scared, though. First couple minutes in the match, I was like, do not steamroll AJ. Do not make him look like...
Yeah, I was in the same boat, and I was like, oh, not again. And then I think it was Michael Cole. He's like, it's reminiscent of the Lesnar versus Cena match, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna turn this off.
Yeah, but then they did good. I mean, it made sense. He misses with a knee. His knee is injured. Calf crusher. I like it.
And he sold the calf crusher.
And he sold it all the way to the back.
I was impressed, and his stock has gone up in my eyes.
Just by that.
Just for selling that.
Yeah, because apparently if Brock likes you, he'll actually. So I guess he likes AJ Styles, and I know Paul Heyman respects it.
Yeah, I'm sure Heyman gave him a little, hey, you know what? This guy will make you look good. We should do something for him, you know? And maybe Lesnar's coming at the end of his contract at this point, and, you know, everybody's expecting the job out to Reigns in WrestleMania. So, you know, we're running at the end of his tenure. He wants to put on a couple good matches, give him one
I
against
hope.
AJ, give him one against Reigns, have him look good, and he'll go out, you know.
They're
He'll go
trying
out good.
really hard to make Reigns look too happy.
Hey,
They're
Reigns is
trying.
getting. Look, he was against Elias. He had a good pop. People are still liking him. They're starting to come around. The Shield thing was a good idea to help him get babyface, and that's where we're at.
And I
Yeah,
think
but
people
once the
cheered him
Shield,
bias.
once the Shield is gone, you realize the people are going to turn on him again.
Well,
No, they didn't. They could have booed him in Elias's match, but he got the 50-50 like Cena did. He got the cheers and he got the boos, which normally you hear more boos on him, but he actually got cheers.
How much of that was actually the crowd and not the volume?
it was a crowd.
It was.
You can
It
tell.
sounded like the crowd to me.
Plus, I mean, Elias is a really good heel.
He is.
Since you're both agreeing, I'm gonna concede because it's rare that you both agree.
Yeah, but that segment for him, Elias, it went super, and it got to a point where people were like, "Please come out and save us from this." And he came out, and they cheered him.
I think they
Absolutely.
did that on purpose.
I think they made it go long on purpose just to piss people off. And you know what? I like that because it gives that whole old school mentality where you let them want something to happen. You
And it
don't
did.
just
Yes.
give it to them real quick. You let it breathe.
Where like they will cheer for whoever comes out, regardless of who it is.
Right.
It could be the worst heel, and they'll be like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus, for saving us from him."
It'd be Brooklyn Brawler. But cheer.
Oh, they would have. Except Jason
could-
Jordan. I don't think they would have cheered Jason Jordan.
Yeah, I think you're right. It could have been Big Dick Johnson.
Dick Johnson. Oh, God. What the hell?
Oh,
Sorry.
big Johnson. Wow.
Now, on a serious note, guys.
But wait, hold on. Big Dick Johnson with or without baby oil?
It has to be with the baby oil.
You have to do it with the baby oil.
Because with oil, he turns to Super Big Dick Johnson,
Super basic.
the cousin of Super Cena.
What happens when this one goes Super Saiyan?
I can't. This is a PG
turned yellow?
podcast. No, it's just a PG podcast, so I can't go into detail.
Oh, jeez. But on a more somber note, I think we need to.
Did somebody die?
Yeah, I mean, we had a death, a very distraught thing. I mean, it was, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it's been a long line of tag teams that have been dead through this last few years, and now we have the Hype Bros, and I think we should have a 5-second warning.
Next topic.
Oh, come on. Mojo going berserk on
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares? Fine. Somebody that I don't care about that came up on NXT, Kari Sane.
Honestly.
I don't know why we want her on this thing. Had a against Peyton Royce. I still don't see the thing with her. Maybe you can tell me.
She's awesome, man. She's like an
not
MMA character
awesome.
for life. She is.
Peyton, I wanted Peyton to win that match, and she didn't, and I don't understand why.
I thought Peyton looked good. I
She
like
always
Kari
looked
Sane.
You
But
do?
I-
What? Why?
What do you
She's
mean? Why?
I
She's an
don't-
animated character.
She's an animated character. You know what? I think it's both you guys who love the Japanese animation and the Japanese culture and the
Japanese
whatever, and the women are like into her, but she's not Asuka. She doesn't have that charisma that Asuka has. She's a tiny little thing who does the weirdest looking flying elbow I've ever seen. She like turns perpendicular and then hits you with it, and people are like excited. Peyton Royce.
Okay.
I felt Peyton Royce carried that match.
Okay, to clarify, I don't like. Hold on, let me rephrase this. So, the only woman that I like is the Liz.
Oh Jesus Christ!
So,
oh my God.
okay, and so I've seen some of Kairi Sane's work in Japan, and you're seeing 20% of what she can do. Literally, she is very good and very physical and very she's not as dominant as Asuka, but she can go and she hits hard. But I think they're toning her down and building her slow.
See, I like what I saw in the Mae Young Classic. I still haven't seen anything from when she was in Japan, but what she did in the Mae Young Classic, I liked.
But I agree. I agree with Mr. Sands. I like Peyton Royce and I like Billie Kay. I think one of them should have been a champion by now.
I think they should have been called up instead of Liv Morgan and Mandy Rose, but
that would have been epic.
That's just my opinion.
All
that's
right.
That's one man's opinion, that he would have liked the Aussies instead of the blondes.
Whatever. I don't see it.
You will.
Okay, you know what? I'm willing to sit and watch because I enjoy the sport, but I don't get everybody's hype. I understand why the commentators do it, but I don't understand why
everyone else does
everybody else is into her. I don't know if it's just the way they're hyping her. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind the gimmick, the pirate gimmick. That's not what bothers me. I just don't see any in-ring work that makes me think, wow. You know what I mean? I really thought Peyton Royce should have won that.
The only thing I'm scared of is that she'll get Nakamura, or she'll get watered down to the point where people are just like, I don't care.
Well, wait. When Nakamura first came in and he had his match against Sami Zayn, I was like, wow, this guy's something. And yes, he was watered down some of his title run. I didn't think the matches were that good. He had a couple other matches that he did that were amazing, but I see the potential in him. I don't see the potential in this one.
You disappoint.
You could say I disappoint. I just don't understand it. I have no problem with the gimmick. The gimmick is not what's bothered me. It's her in-ring work. Like I said, it looked like Peyton Royce carried that match.
Do you see the same potential in Hideo?
I see potential in Hideo, but Hideo has a charisma that is, and this intensity that when you see him, you're like, okay, this guy can kick your butt. But this girl, and he's not the biggest guy, right? But you could see that if he wanted to, he would. And when he got heelish, it was even more evidence that, man, if he wanted to, he can put you in a pretzel and hurt you really good. You know what I mean? This girl just doesn't seem it to me. I don't see why she's so dominant against these women. She should, if she's that much of a rookie, like we're saying she's a rookie because in this world she's new, she's young, she won the classic. But if she's this, she shouldn't be winning to Peyton Royce.
All right, so what's the difference between Kairi Sane and Alexa Bliss? Because they're both tiny.
But Alexa Bliss is now established. Alexa Bliss is a talker. I don't know anything about this girl. All I know is she wants to be a pirate. That's all I know about her. I know nothing else. At least Alexa, even if her in-ring work is shoddy, she backs it up with her
mic skills.
With her mic skills. Not only that,
but that's not fair to Kairi because all she does is Japan.
Right.
Japanese.
But okay.
Now, if you give her the mic and tell her speak in Japanese, she could probably outspeak.
Right, but then even that, even with, let's say, Alexa Bliss is limited or, her in-ring, come on. Some of the stuff she pulls in there is so good. The fact that she screamed and ran away from Nia Jax, come on. That's hilarious, right? The fact that she does certain things to show what a badass she is and then, gets her butt kicked is great because she is the quintessential heel. Or a butt slap, depending if you're that little boy. But I'm saying, if in quintessential heel that can, talk a talk and then get scared and then, pull it out in the end by throwing a right hook, apparently.
So wait a second. Do you think Kairi Sane knows Captain Jack?
I think he might. I think, you know what? He might know Captain Jack, and, he might know the what is it, the other captains that are pirates?
Rosa?
Captain Hook.
No, Barbosa. Oh, he died. Barbosa died.
Ah, great. Do we have to say spoilers here? I mean, people don't
Dude,
know.
the movie's been out for over a year. If you haven't watched it yet,
I haven't watched it. Thanks. Now I'm going to cry in my sleep tonight because I realized Barbosa died. Wasn't he dead in the first movie anyway?
But he came back to life.
Anyway, I don't understand Kairi Sane. And I don't know why you guys like her.
The same way you don't understand Lars Sullivan, but I love him.
I don't understand Lars Sullivan. I mean, I like his in-ring work, but then he, talked the other day, and I expected him to be like that whole, Braun, I'm going to be this. And he's like, I got hit in the head. And I'm like, oh, man, that just totally ruined it for me.
Okay, so see...
I like talkers. I like talkers who can back it up in the ring.
No, but I'm glad we have witnesses, because I want...
Witnesses? Were we signing something here?
Nah, because I won Survivor Series weekend, and I got the most picks, and... You don't agree with me. You don't see what I see, but apparently I see something, and I'm right. So I mean, I don't know.
You're not right because you picked Kairi Sane to win the 4-way, and Ember Moon won.
I told you I don't care who match, but I went with Kairi. I told you I would have been fine with any one of those women.
Right, but you picked Kairi. The only person who picked Ember Moon, and that was Ralph. I picked Nikki Cross. I went from the heart. You went from the heart on your end. And Ralph went with, Ember because he was just going against the grain. I don't know.
I picked Ember because I just like Ember.
I like Ember too. I just...
But see, she's another anime character come to life.
Exactly. But she's more established in NXT, so
right.
I had to give it to her.
She's been building towards it. All I know about this girl, if I watched the Mae Young Classic, she won it. Maybe if I watched the Mae Young Classic, then I could say, okay, she's something good. But from what I've seen from this point to now, well, you going to pick it as a best match? That's the only way I watch things if they're not this week.
Speaking of the best match, we should talk about the best match of the weekend.
Oh, okay. What would that be?
The best match of the weekend was Aleister Black versus the Velveteen Dream.
Oh, yeah.
I like that match.
That was the best.
I like that weird DDT.
Yeah. What the hell was that? That DDT made me jump out of my seat. Like, what was that? What did he just do?
It was the goodness.
It's like, he killed him.
He broke him. I thought he killed him too. I was like, oh, damn. So now there's a guy. Okay, let's talk Velveteen Dream here. Okay, Velveteen Dream to me is very awkward looking. He's just long in the wrong places, which really sounds dirty if you think of it that way. But he's kind of awkward, right? When he throws things and he swings.
He reminds me, his body reminds me of what is this guy called? The Great Khali.
You say elegant body.
The Great Khali, where he's all buffed on the top, and it's the legs, it looks weird to me.
Right, but his character is amazing. Is amazing, and he had the greatest Rick Rude tights going on and everything. I mean,
I love the tights.
He's like Goldust and Rick Rude.
Yeah, put into one. He is amazing character. Love the character. The awkwardest looking thing in the ring, though. He just looks like he's either too tall for the ring or too long for the ropes. I don't know. But he put on a damn good match. Even his freaking flying elbow is all funky,
But that was a great look. Dude, say what you want, but that's a kick-ass flying elbow.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's funky looking. But
downtown.
But their story, they built it. Weeks, man. Weeks. And then ended amazing, right? Amazing. I can't say the same thing about Kairi Sane.
Because you haven't seen anything.
They haven't built her to do anything.
Nah,
as far as I know, she's taking that wheel and steering the women's division in NXT in a different direction.
No. We're talking about Cena Aleister Black now.
Ah, okay, fine. I'll go with it.
Ain't nobody got time for Kyrie no more. So
Nah, definitely don't.
yeah, this you know what, whatever. The story is because I like story, right? And this story was built like you said, and it had a beginning, middle, and end, and everything that the story had made the match, everything that happened in the match matter. Like Velveteen saying, "Say my name," going to the referee, make him say my name. Like it,
Yeah,
and
the
I
subtleties
was
of
looking
it.
forward to this match the whole weekend. Like, out of all the SummerSlams and takeovers that happened during the weekend, that was a match I was looking forward to because I knew it'd be great. And dude, they delivered.
They did deliver.
They did.
I'm upset though. You watched SummerSlam since we were doing Survivor Series. You're
What
totally
did I
off
say?
topic.
SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Hey man, it's two double S's. You should be happy I didn't say Silver Surfer.
It's Silver Surfer. And if we're going on this NXT, talk about how surprised were each of you that Andrade Almas won against Drew McIntyre.
Super surprised.
Which again,
I picked them.
You did pick him. Again, gets
So,
the grain.
I wasn't surprised. I was thinking more because of like Selena. There we go.
Selena Vega.
Yes, I was thinking that she would be a deciding factor in him winning.
Yes, she was.
And again, his DDT was like, I was like, dang,
Yeah, no.
dang.
But that looks,
Toma!
yeah, that
Yeah,
looks a
it
little
was like-
messy in a sense because I think at that point what's his name was injured, but
Yeah, I think it was
I
hurt.
think he got hurt. You can see where he got hurt. It was early. You can see it.
yeah, surprised that he won. Very surprised. Not disappointed, just surprised. Like I like to see where they're going with it.
He surprised me though. Like Andrade saying almost the last 2 or 3 surprised me.
Yeah, his Gargano, him and Gargano had a good match.
Since Gargano, he's been surprising me.
Yeah, but it was the way they say his pedigree and how he comes from Mexico and he was a lucha libre and all that stuff. It seems like he would have a good match. Maybe he just had some bumps adapting to this style, probably, and now he's kind of got the idea and he's just.
You know what I think it was though? I think when he first came into the company, Del Rio was still right, and there was an interview that Del Rio did, and he said openly that Andrade went back to Mexico. So I think short term that might have hurt him because people want to think he wants to go back to Mexico. Why is he here? They're going to get push if he's just going as soon as he can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that hurt him. I think they got over it and they put him and pushed him to the. They know he's WWE.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because WWE is petty.
They are. They can be.
Yeah.
You ever seen-
No, they can be. They are.
So then another match that happened the last couple of weeks was Trent Seven, Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne and Mark Andrews. So Mustache Mountain versus Pete Dunne and Mark Andrews. Great match. I think they did in San Antonio.
I
Anyways.
like Mustache Mountain.
Yeah, Mustache Mountain's great. Even Pete Dunne's match against Gargano the week before. That was a great match. Gargano came up on the losing end of that. I don't know why Gargano's putting on these great matches yet, losing every time. I'm hoping that there's like a point to that story. He's the Sami Zayn of this generation of NXT stars.
Maybe they're waiting for top of it. Maybe he'll lose until top of it.
Maybe. Yeah, then that'll keep him on a winning streak. I don't know.
I hope so.
Yeah, I like Gargano. I want him to do more.
Oh, but that Pete Dunne, though. We talked earlier, and Pete Dunne is, out of all the people not on the main roster, and even people on the roster, he's my top 3. Dude, I don't know what it is about him, but he's just watching him wrestle.
I mean, do you see how he sold the kicks in Gargano match? I mean, he sold those kicks. I mean, he walked out looking like he... And then when they did the interview in the back, he still was holding his neck like he just got thrown. The fact that Gargano took the mouthpiece and threw it away and then kicked him right in the mouth. I mean, just the little things like that make it so interesting, so good. And yeah, Pete Dunne has it. He's got those subtle things that he does that just makes you go, wow, that guy, he wants to be the bruiserweight, but he'll take a beating.
Yeah.
Well, he's been training since he was 12 years old, and he was 23, 24 now.
24.
Yeah, so I mean, he's legitimate, and I just his music, everything. Like I'm just like, this guy's gonna be somebody. And Triple H endorses him, so when Triple H endorses.
Oh, and I think it was you who told me he uses the pedigree in the Indies, so he's really playing up that character that he's got.
He has, and Triple H laughed about it. He took it all in stride. So Triple H can do that about using his, and they have things planned for him.
So that's this week in wrestling.
Wait, did we talk about War Games?
We did. Oh, the actual War Games. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, remember, he wants to talk about it.
I forget that we're
his
like
team
2
won.
weeks off.
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby. That was a great match, too. Actually, freaking NXT pay-per-view was my favorite thing of that weekend.
Yeah, man. It beat SummerSlam and Survivor Series. At the same time.
It beat all the double S's.
I mean, it beat Summer. It beat
You said it too.
You're getting me confused. It beat SummerSlam. The only match I liked in Damn it! You keep confusing me, Hollywood.
I didn't do anything.
You're using your magic on me.
Ah.
All right. I'm not gonna say which pay-per-view, but the only match I liked from it was the Phenomenal versus the Beast.
Yeah.
I like the tag team match.
And you know why? Because it has better stories. That's why.
It's true. It's damn true.
No, I liked it, but I thought that from the whole pay-per-view, that was my defining match.
What, AJ versus Brock?
AJ versus Brock.
It was good. I wish AJ would have won, but it's good.
Yeah, but Vince won't let anyone kick out of the F5 until pay-per-view, so.
Until
WrestleMania.
When Super Roman.
Whatever I said.
Pay-per-view, WrestleMania, same thing.
Yeah,
Until
you know what I meant.
pay-per-view. How about that?
I'm not even drinking tonight, so I don't score.
All right, but we love it. Undisputed Era is gonna. The tag belts are gonna be Undisputed Era soon.
Do you think Adam Cole gets the world title anytime soon?
You know what? I got to get it off Andrade first, I think.
Aleister Black? No, I don't see Adam Cole. Aleister Black.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind him. I don't see any other babyface taking it off Andrade.
I think right now they're going to do Cole and Strong as a program, I would think, if you go by what happened in War Games. Like, I would go Cole and Strong. And then whoever wins that goes against whoever is the champion. Almas is not going to get McIntyre is not getting his rematch anytime soon because of his injury. You have to have another babyface. I don't know who that is at the moment. I would say Aleister Black. I think that would be he's undefeated in NXT. He just beat out Velveteen Dream. He should be going for a title. That would be my pick to be the next person. And if you lose it to Almas, if Almas loses to Black, you have them have a rematch, and then you put Cole in there, and Cole fights Black. I think that would be a great match.
Cole can beat him, or have to be.
Well, you got the Undisputed Era, so you have more shenanigans that's able to happen to get it off him without him looking weak.
Or a triple threat,
Yeah,
and that way he doesn't have to be pinned to lose it.
Yeah, but who? Well, and then you guess you put Strong in there.
No, have him hold it.
Or with Almas. Almas and Cole versus Black.
Or have him McIntyre comes back and then say, I never lost it, I want my match, and then triple.
Yeah, but we don't know how long, McIntyre is going to be out. I mean, you've got the Royal Rumble coming up, and I don't know if they're already going to set a takeover at that point. They could.
Oh.
No, I think it might wait until WrestleMania.
Wait, no, they have a takeover. They have another takeover. But I have news for you.
Oh, tell me your news.
They are going to do Men's War this year.
They're going to do what?
Men's.
You're cutting out.
I'm cutting out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I cutting out now still?
Now, no, but every time you want to say what you're going to say, you keep saying, I hear Men's World. I don't know what that means.
Gonio. Okay, so they're gonna do a women's. Did that cut out again?
Yes.
What the
What are you
hell?
talking
man?
about?
I think he said they're gonna do a women's Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me try it this way.
All
They're
I
gonna
kept
do a-
hearing was men's.
Yeah, that's all I heard. Yeah, I was like, what
All right,
the hell is he saying?
all right, hold on. They're gonna do a female Royal Rumble. Did that go through?
Yeah, that
That
went
one
through.
went through.
It went
They don't let
female royal. Oh.
God damn it.
See, now you know how I feel. When
Oh,
I'm
it's
on my
hilarious though.
desktop.
I'm like, what did you say? I forgot. It's like the whole build up to it was I was anticipating and then it just cut off and I was like, what was it though?
That's magic.
But they
It's
don't.
like-
Are they doing a 30 woman?
I don't know if it's gonna be 30 women, but it's gonna be.
Do they have 30 women?
They can get them.
I mean, they probably. I mean, what did you have 20 something in the Mae Young Classic? 32 women, right?
Yeah, you did have 32.
So you had 32 women there, and that's not all of them were on the main roster. So you got enough if you want to pull some of the people that came in from the Mae Young, and you never know, some of those, some of the women who are no longer wrestling might want to come back just to do the Rumble because it's the first time. Like, it would be great to see Lita come back for a little bit. I mean, she should probably still go. I don't know about Trish, maybe Caitlyn.
I think Caitlin's coming back to the company. Actually, I heard reports about.
Yeah, I heard that too, but I mean, there's room for different people to come back as a surprise entrance, and it would be.
What about Meg?
So anyway,
I was waiting for that.
I think we should talk about the. We're going like it's like over an hour right now, so we should talk about our greatest match of the week. So we here at the GWP like to give our what we consider a great match. This week's pick was Hollywood's, and Hollywood picked
WrestleWar 89.
WrestleWar 89.
Ricky Steamboat versus
Last of the trifecta of the Ricky Flair matches.
Yeah. This match I consider to be the greatest match of all time. Before you had Omega and Okada, you had Flair Steamboat trilogy. And this last match was the greatest of them. And the reason why I liked it is because I like the story, as you know. And the story in this was Steamboat beat Flair, beat him again, and this was Flair's last chance at the title. So watching this match, it's not as elaborate pyro and all the pageantry as what you see on modern shows, but the simpleness. It's like Steamboat comes out with his family, Flair comes out with his women. Characters are clearly the bring it up.
No, he came out with all his women. I mean, he came out with like women.
I think they quoted like 40 women.
Yeah, 40 women, and he said it was his harem. I mean, come on.
Like six,
He had it. He came out.
Like six main. It's like 6 main women, and then the rest. I was like, where is he gonna fit them all?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Are they going to surround the ring while they wrestle?
That's Ric for you. That's a nature boy. Styling the profile.
And then in contrast, you had Steamboat come out with his family, and I was like,
His
wow,
son on
like,
a
you
pony.
could really tell his son on a pony,
On a
the little
pony.
dragon.
He was
And who
totally
was
playing
that?
up to the Nashville crowd.
That was Domino, right?
Domino?
Yeah, from Deuce and Domino. Domino. Where's it Deuce?
The pony?
That's his, no, the kid.
Oh.
His son. That's his son, right? I forgot if it was Deuce or Domino.
I don't know which one.
I don't know.
You said Deuce or Domino? I'm like, who the hell are you talking about?
You remember Deuce and Domino and
I
Cherry?
did tag team, yes, Deuce and Domino. I didn't know that one of them was Steamboat's son.
Yeah. Yeah, one of them was his legitimate son, adopted. That's their son. I forgot which one. But like the ring introductions, they played it up. Flair's the form. 5-time champion Ric Flair. I mean, Ricky Steamboat is the champion. Then you have the judges who are champions. I mean, just the simpleness of how they did it made it that more effective. Referee Tommy Young, one of the best referees ever to step in the ring. This match, if you watch it, it flowed perfectly. Like, there were no awkward moments, no moments where the center weight person. That's because when they got in the ring, you didn't see them call any spots. They really had to say anything to each other. And if they did, you never saw it. Researching this match, I learned that Ricky Steamboat and Flair, when they wrestled, if Flair would get Steamboat in a headlock, Steamboat automatically try to counter out of it, like without Flair telling any. They were touch wrestlers where from touch each other, they can look at each other and know what to do. And the match wasn't super athletic with like 50 splashes, but everything they did mattered. Like each of them picked a body part and worked. Steamboat picked Flair's upper body, his shoulders and arms, the channel for double chicken wing, and then Flair, of course, worked leg lock. And it just went back and forth for a good 45 minutes. Like every hold, even if it was the headlock, like Flair was like screaming he's not going to give up. He sounded like he was in legitimate pain. They sold everything. And even the conclusion of the match where Steamboat's leg got worked, goes for body slam, leg buckles, Flair pins him. Even that right there, like you don't see that anymore. It has to be like a super finishing move, a signature move match. And no, simple logic. He couldn't kick out because his legs just wouldn't work anymore. And I mean, you don't see matches like this main roster anymore. I don't know. This is just to me, it's my favorite match of all any era.
Okay.
Discuss.
No, I agree. It was a great match. I actually enjoyed it a lot. Not seeing the trifecta, as I said, of the Steamboat Flair matches. I don't know if this is I can't definitively say like you that this is the best one out of the three because I didn't see the other two. But I can say that I did enjoy the finish. I mean, I think that the inside cradle idea is great because it's not like he beat him on, like you said, a super move or his finisher. He beat him on a wrestling move. If you watch it, you will, like you said, see very little super moves. And the super moves that were done were thought out, and I think he did a super superplex off the top rope. You know, mostly you got a lot of chops, you got a lot of manipulation of the arm, you got a lot of manipulation of the legs. I think when you say spots, huh?
Yeah, they took their times.
They took their time, and I think
it wasn't fast paced like we're used to right now in the modern era.
Well, what they call
but that doesn't mean.
Go ahead. I think that when you call high spots now are similar to the different spots they took back then. They weren't high spots because they're not doing one of those high flying moves, but you know, making like think of one part of the match, Steamboat's going for like a crossbody, Flair, you know, tumbles, hits the ropes, and he falls out to the outside, or he throws him in the momentum throws him over the ropes, so they both go over the ropes, you know, and those would have been, if you think about it, and I'm going back to, like you said, the similarities of this between the Okada and Omega match, you know, where they did high spots where he jumps into things, and of course they use a table. I mean, you had similar things where they take their time, but nothing flying. It was just momentum or exhaustion or something happened. And when these guys fell from or over the top rope, it looked bad. Like, it looked like they got hurt doing it. So
yeah, they made it look real.
Yeah, they made it look real. And it gave them time, because they were going to go over 30, 40 minutes. They gave them time to take a breath or get themselves together, you know, after they doing all this stuff.
I will tell you, I like seeing the Nature Boy doing his chop and no one going, woo!
But watch the referee, though. There's some chops that he Steamboat that the referee cringed. The referee looked away like,
Oh no, you heard some of those chops. You were like, "Oh my god!" And even Steamboat sold it like, "Damn."
It's one of those times where I saw an arm. Is it an armbar? Arm drag? I forget what it was called. It's too late for me now.
Probably an arm drag.
Yes, the ones that Steamboat does.
Yeah, those deep arm drags.
Yes,
Those
and
were
then
good.
I was like, damn, like
Right, and he again.
they look nothing like the ones done right now. I thought that you could legit get hurt with those.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anybody does an arm drag like Steamboat does.
And my challenge to anybody who watches this match is watch it first with Jim Ross's commentary because to me, he's the best commentator ever. Like, he doesn't have to plug Twitter or anything. He's just
Can I tell you? It was weird seeing these people like in their prime, seeing a young Jr.
Yeah, and a young Ric Flair, right?
Not selling his barbecue.
a swole Ric Flair too.
No, like yeah, he looked good. He looked really good, Ric Flair.
He looked. I'm gonna use a Hollywood line. Did you see his chest? I was like, damn.
Oh, now you guys see. Now you understand why I like Ric Flair so much. Not because of his chest,
I was going to say, come on.
but just because of the matches that he like. You never had a bad Ric Flair match. Okay, but wait. Back to my challenge. Watch it first with the commentary, and then watch it without sound, and then tell me what you see during. Because I promise you, if you watch it without sound, good or not better with sound. So
And
yeah,
then one of the things I want to point out is what you said. It had three judges that were or special judges that were there, which they don't do. They treated it like it was a professional match, like
sport.
it was
Yeah,
a sporting
kind of
event.
yeah, exactly. Kind of like a boxing match.
Right. So, but one of the things we got to point out in this, if you're watching this match, is that it was Luthez, Pat O'Connor, and Terry Funk were the judges, all former world champions. And then this is something I posed a question to Hollywood before we recorded. And I said, watching this match and then seeing the end where he rolls him up, Steamboat comes up and gives him, a handshake, because this was it. This was the last time they were really going to fight for the championship match, for this championship. It was the end of this feud. Did we see Flair go from a heel to a face at this point? And then, yes, in a way, because it's kind of not Ric Flairish for him to give props to Ricky Steamboat. He even says that in his promo. But then you have Terry Funk who comes in. Terry Funk, who's away, comes in,
And manhandles him.
Yeah, jokingly says, "I'm gonna, would you challenge? I could challenge." And Flair says, "Look, you haven't been here you've been in Hollywood, man. I got top 10 people," which then makes you think, "Oh well, you got."
Let's rephrase that. He's been bumping elbows with Stallone in Hollywood. He
Yeah,
hasn't been
bumping
in Hollywood because Hollywood. I don't think Hollywood would let him in him.
I was 4 years old when this match came out, so I don't.
And I don't think you were Hollywood at that point.
I was little Hollywood, but I don't
think there was a little Hollywood there. Right?
I didn't realize my.
You didn't understand your Hollywoodness.
No, he came much later.
Okay, who came? Ric Flair or Terry Funk? What are we talking about?
Oh wow! Wow! I can't. I won't.
So, at the end of the match, Terry Funk challenges Flair for the title. Flair turns him down, and then Funk pretty much attacks Flair after this almost 45-minute match, and then Powell drives him through the judges' table, which we didn't really think it was through the judges' table, but like at least on the judges' table because the table didn't break.
It didn't break. It was a solid table.
It was and it was just like, damn, like this is before the head tables that broke and everything like that. So it looked bad. Like you thought Flair was dead. And again, it made this heel face turn in Flair, which you rarely see, and it was just the respect of the two competitors inside the squared circle that made that happen.
But he's definitely a face because the match they had after that with Gary Hart as Terry Funk's manager, Funk was a heel like a bona fide heel, and Flair was the face. It was a I Quit match that they had.
I didn't see that, so I got to see that one. It kind of made me interested in the Terry Funk Ric Flair match, like where it's going to go.
No, yeah.
It did.
I
It was
did
like,
lo-
wow, that was pretty cool.
Another thing I liked is the entrance, the song. It's the same song that gets played right now for Ric Flair.
Yeah, the Space Odyssey 3000 or 2000.
Yeah, it's
2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
yeah. I do. I like that he hasn't changed it. He has a need to change
Well, you know why he does that, right?
because he is the best.
No, because that song is in the main, so you can't copyright it, so he can use it wherever.
Oh, you don't have to pay royalties on it.
Nope.
So,
But still, the fact that he doesn't need to change it, it's not like now where a wrestler's like, oh, I don't like my music anymore. I'm going to change it to something else.
and I don't know why. I've seen Ric Flair's matches, not these early matches, but the later stuff Ric Flair does, and I don't know why in these matches or this particular match that I watch, Flair flopping forward, hitting the turnbuckle and going over it, and then running to the other side of the turnbuckle and then getting hit. I don't know why it resonated better in this match than when I've seen him do it so many times in prior matches to this. But usually it's like, oh God, Flair's flopping. Oh God, right? But this match, he did it, and I was like, ooh! I laughed. I was like, oh, he flopped, and then he did this, and then I don't know if it was the intensity of it. I don't know if it was just the way the match was built and how they did it. But this time when he did it, I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. This is fun that he's been doing it for so many years when it gets a little more hokey as it goes down the line,
My favorite part is the Irish whip to the turnbuckles. Then he flips over, and then he's like, I'm going to run to the other corner, and then he gets
chopped.
Chopped. I was like, oh my God.
Or the Ric Flair who climbs to the top rope but then gets caught. I mean, how many times has that happened?
Never worked.
It never works for Ric Flair.
I think it only worked once, and the King lost his mind commentating on it. He's like, wow, it finally worked. I was like, oh.
The only thing I did not understand, and maybe you can enlighten me, Hollywood,
Indeed.
is when Ric Flair is on the outside, Steamboat goes to the top turnbuckle, and the referee pulls him off the turnbuckle.
That's what referees are supposed to do. They don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, there used to be a 5 count when you got to the top rope. You had to come down within a 5. They kind of gone away from that. And then the rule of them going over the top rope was mostly in WCW. I don't think WWE ever did that. That was mostly
WCW. You couldn't jump off the top rope and perform an office. You couldn't go. You couldn't the top. So if you jumped off, it had to be from the.
Okay. So
they changed that. They changed that in years.
No, you cut out on that whole sentence. So we heard you cut up the top and a top and a top. Okay.
All right. So basically, no jumping off the top rope, no going over the top.
Okay. It was illegal. Right. You got disqualified for it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why in some parts you see the referee look at Ric Flair like, what the hell, man? And then Jim Ross say, no, it's momentum.
Yeah, I heard that part where he says it's momentum. So that's the greatest match. Ric Flair, Steamboat for the title. Steamboat was the champion. Ric Flair wins it back for his sixth time as champion. His sixth. Fudge it. So watch WrestleWar 1989. You can find it on the WWE Network. You can also find bits of it on YouTube and Dailymotion. Any of your social media. Just look it up. It's a great match. If you liked Okada and Omega, you'll enjoy this match too. So that's it for us at the GWP. We are part of the Unique Geek Network. You could find us on all unique social media under UGeekly, which is UGEEKLY. We have a Twitter account. We have a YouTube account. We're on Podbean. You can catch us on. Hopefully, we'll be on iTunes soon. We have a Twitter account. We also have a Twitch account, which Hollywood will be doing this weekend. What are you playing this week? Tomorrow, Hollywood?
Tomorrow we are doing Craft the Raid Tourist that just came out Tuesday. It's a new raid. It's going to be fresh with my new guild, and it's going to be interesting.
World of Warcraft, dude. Is that what the whole weekend is? What are you doing on Saturday and Sunday?
Friday is Warcraft. Saturday, and Sunday it's going to be.
Okay. So that's it for us. This is Jose Sands along with Big Ralph and Hollywood Marcus bidding you a good day and
a good night.
And a good night.
Bye, Liz.
Bye, Liz. Jesus Christ. Every podcast, man. Can we go one without you mention Liz? Can we not?
The Liz is everything.
That's 2 plugs.
2 plugs in one night. With 15-minute intervals. Good work, Hollywood.
I'm not commenting on any plugs that may or may not have happened. Bye, everybody.